Okay, so this is how to draw lips. So the first thing we need to do is to mark in the main structure again of the lips. So we're going to draw a little line for the top of the lips, and we've got a line to show the middle of the lips where they meet, and a line to show the bottom of the bottom lips. Okay, now normally this line in the middle is about halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin, so you can mark this one in. Okay, and what you need to look for is to see how thick the top lip is and how thick the bottom lip is. Usually the bottom lip is thicker, but some people have a really thick bottom lip, some people don't. The other thing we want to do is we want to mark in the outside edge of the lips. Now to find this point, you can use your pencil to look at the image or look at the person and get the angle, and you can do it from the nose, from the nostrils down, and then you can transfer that angle, that point, to here. Okay, so you can kind of dash in a line and mark that point here. So once we've got these points placed correctly, we need to do that by actually looking at the person who we're drawing. Then we can start to sketch the top lip. So we can sketch it in, and don't forget that we've got a little bit of a dip here. Now again, you're going to need to look at the person. Some people have a more pointy bit here, some people it's more rounded, some people barely have it at all. Okay, so that's our top lip, and then we're going to do the same with the bottom lip. So we're going to draw in again. Make sure you observe carefully, okay, to get this line correctly, and normally it goes in very slightly here as well. And what we can now do is we can just rub out that guideline and the guideline down at the bottom. Okay, so that's this sort of outline of our lips, and now we need to do our shading. So we're going to start off by shading lightly over the whole surface. Notice how I'm shading outside the lips as well, and also how far away from the end of my pencil I'm holding it. Okay, so I just want a very light shading. So once I've done this, I'm going to go back to that middle line. Now in a real person, the middle line is not straight. Sometimes the corners of the mouth turn up, sometimes they turn down. So this person that I'm drawing, they turn down. Okay, so those are my corners. And in the middle here, there's always a slight fleshy bit in the top lip. Now, again, you're going to have to look at the person that you're drawing to see how big that is. Okay, so this is the person that I'm drawing, but it's possible that the corners of the lips turn up. Okay, so have a look. So that's the line. Now I'm going to start with more of the shading. So the top lip, I'm going to shade in. This part is in shadow. It's not catching the light. If the light is coming from above, then the top lip is not going to catch that light. Also, there's going to be a shadow. The top lip is going to cast a shadow onto the bottom lip. Okay, so we can see this shadow. Notice how shadow is not in a straight line. Okay, so that's the shadow of the top lip. Now I'm going to shade around the lips to make them stand out a little bit more. So on the top lip, I'm going to start out, I'm going to say that the light is coming in that direction. So we've got this little ridge between the top lip and the nose, and I'm just going to shade that in lightly, and then here, there's the other side of it. Now notice when I'm doing this that I'm actually leaving a little gap here between the dark of the lip and this shading. If you look carefully at the person you're drawing, you'll see that there is a little gap of white, a highlighted area, okay, around the top of the lips. And then if we come to the bottom lip, we have something similar going on. So we actually have shading here at the bottom. Again, because the light's coming in this direction, it's going to be slightly darker, slightly more shading on this side. Okay, so now I need to add more detail, more shading. If you have a look at the person that you're drawing, you'll often see that there are little creases in the lips. So we can draw these in gently if they have them. Okay, so pay attention to what you can see. We will also need to shade in the corner of the lips. This is kind of where the cheek comes down, so there's always a bit of darkness there, and then into the corner of the lips as well. Notice each time how I'm very gradually adding more pencil shading. I'm not adding a lot at any one time. It's a gradual, slow building up. Okay, so the light's coming from this side. This means that this side of the mouth is going to be slightly darker. So it's going to be slightly more in shadow. So I'm going to shade it in here. And here we've got the shadow cast just to show the plumpness. In the lower lip. Okay, so that's how we draw the lips.